Each year, participants from around the globe converge on the small town of Kanab, Utah, to take part in the Grand to Grand Ultra, a 170-mile journey starting at the rim of the Grand Canyon and ending at the Grand Staircase. They'll run through mountain ranges, scale cliff faces, and traverse miles of high desert to test their fortitude and determination. Living on only what they can carry on their back, their goal is to survive the Grand to Grand Ultra. With well-rested bodies, the contestants prep for the torturous day ahead, mentally psyching themselves up and going over their strategies.
But I'm going to try to get out front. I'm going to try to stay out front. And then I'm just going to turn it on, and I'm just going to keep it on and keep it going smooth.
The moment they've been training for has finally arrived. Today, the racers will cover 30.8 miles, carrying their supplies to make it through the week. Contestants carry with them bottles of water that they can stop and refill at checkpoints along the way. These checkpoints also house a team of medics, offering medical attention for anything ailing the runners. The first length of the race is the fastest part of the course, allowing participants to make good time during the flatter sections. But they know that by overdoing it today, they will pay the price tomorrow and will increase the chance for failure in the days to come.
I always try and get together with our participants. I get to meet them. I like to run. I used to run and I really miss it because I can't train for races now. So whenever they go for training runs, I go with them. And so we've become close friends, and like I said, because I'm accessible, I take care of everything they need. They email me, and I think one of them just started calling me Auntie Tess. Everyone that crosses the finish line, every stage up to the end, they get a hug and a kiss from Auntie Tess. I think that's really important. You know, when you're out there for 8-10 hours, not so much for the front runners, but the ones at the back who endure the course longer, that hug and a kiss, and seeing me at the finish line, you can just see them like 20 yards before the finish. You see me and they start running, and they're so tired, blistered feet and all that. And yeah, I'm a very I think I like to look after. I get to know everyone.
Oh, my pack is like 5.5 kilos. I'm like, oh, no, mine is about 11.
Mikel Gralja, known to his friends as Mickey, is the first to complete stage 1.
It was quite tough. We got a bit of everything. We started with like overcast. Then we got a bit of sun. It got hot, very humid. Then we got a bit of snow, rain, actually pretty heavy rain. Then the sun broke out again, very humid. And the race itself was fun, great course. I'm more of a mountain runner than the first part was very flat, very fast. The first 16, 18 miles, I was like 4th, 5th. So the last part I was able to catch up to 3, 4, and then the last guy at the end. So it was fun, it was fun.
Following Mickey is Mo Fustak, one of the greatest ultra runners in the world.
It was a fantastically beautiful race today. We did the first 10 kilometers along the edge of the Grand Canyon, which was quite spectacular. Camp 1 was on the very edge, one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever been to in my life. I've done four races. so that's saying a lot. It was long, 50 kilometers, just under. Had a bit of trouble midway going cross country, as you can see in the background there. A bit of rain, which was nice to get cooled off. And we made it. We made it in one piece. To be honest, I've been training for speed rather than endurance. So I went off really, really fast and I paid the price. My legs got lazy, took a tumble about 10 kilometers from the finish and struggled to get home. But we live to fight another day, so we'll see how we can do tomorrow.
I planned to push really hard because the weather was cool this morning and the clouds were in, and I wanted to get as far as I could, as fast as I could before the sun came up and really started beating down. So I pretty much ran almost the first 20 miles, and which paid off. I averaged about a 14:30 mile cumulative over the 30 miles and finished with about a 7:40. Finishing in number 34 spot for the day. So 34 out of 105 or whatever we've got.
I've been running 3 flags, walking 3 flags, running 3 flags, walking 3 flags. I was with 2 other guys. We ended up meeting up at checkpoint 4 where we had about 5 miles left, and we just walked most of the way, jogging a little bit, but before that I maintained a jog the whole way.
I think the girls are kicking ass. Molly's in 4th place for the females right now. So she came out of the gate fast. She's healthy. Her feet are good. 1 small blister, and that's been taken care of. Jamie got caught in a rainstorm, so she's got a couple more blisters on her feet, but those are getting taken care of, and she'll be ready to go in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. And what's up? Is that sunscreen?
Yeah. Yes, I'm still smiling. Can you believe it? And I think they started out just because I was walking a lot, but I think the main problem was when I got caught in the hailstorm. I was in about a foot, well, my feet ankle deep in water, and after that, I could just tell. I mean, it was like I had trench feet, you know. I mean, it just, they weren't gonna. I talked to the doctor at checkpoint 4, and he looked at him and said that they would have better supplies here, so I wasn't going to do any further damage. So, famous last words.
Weather was twofold today on the stage. The cool portion in the morning with the good cloud cover made it fast, and where it rained last night, that packed all that sand down, so it was a good fast course for the first half. If you were slower and you were out there in the latter half of the day, the sun was out, then it was really beaten down, and I got a little color today from it.
I'm not a hiker. I wish I had trained on trails hiking. It would have helped. I did a classic Molly move, and I fell at mile 10 because I was just looking around and tripped on a rock, which I have scars from doing that during training on my other knee. I hit barbed wire that you had to climb over around halfway, and I got a few blisters. So tomorrow is going to be a lot slower. Definitely not going to be in the top, which I'm excited I was in the top today. But it's anybody's race. There's still 6 more days.
I cried twice out there. Well, when I got caught in the hailstorm, I completely went back to racing the Planet Iceland that I did, and the weather there was just like that hailstorm, miserable, and I just had a moment, but I was okay. The girl I'm running with got me together.
Hard course, so I know Jamie and Travis are doing the best they can. I'm a whole different kind of athlete. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to get through this without them because they gave me the advice I needed. That was very critical. My gaiters that they told me I needed, very critical. I needed those. The shoes that Jamie told me about, very critical. I needed those. So I'm a different kind of athlete, but they have the knowledge to get them through this. So I would not trash talk them. They're doing the best they can. I just have a little bit more endurance in me.
Oh my gosh, it felt so good to cross the finish line today because I had been watching it for about 6 miles because you just zigzag through the fence here, and it was painful to not come straight here, to have to zigzag with the fence through the property to get here, but it was a bittersweet moment to finally finish it.
So Today, for example, is the end of the first stage. It doesn't really mean too much. You can't really tell from the first day who's actually going to win it.
The competition has made it through the first stage, but it will take more than fast feet to get through the second stage. Next time on Pushing Limits, the injuries start stacking up against the runners. They have to make the tough decision to risk further injury or drop out and suffer agonizing defeat. For each of them, they will learn what is meant by pushing limits.